good, fresh, organic food. So the solution to that is let's radiate everything and have this horrible food that's just nothing, filled with chemicals and steroids, and even MSG put on some vegetables, amazingly. So the solution there is, there's a problem-reaction solution. The problem, we have problems with our food system. Of course, that's all. If you look into that, you find out that's all just manufactured and engineered as well. Then the reaction is the public will go along with their presented solution, which is radiate all the food, have this completely unnutritious. So if you look everywhere, problem, reaction, solution is the basis of our society in every single way. We go through it over and over and over. We're just so used to it. It's amazing. And then I can just,
before we go forward, Jeffrey, so what is their reasoning for radiating the food? Is it to keep humanity weak and sick so they can then profit off of the healthcare industry, or what?
Yeah, it's got to be a multi-dimensional attack. It's so bizarre, the whole thing, that they're doing that. I mean, I don't know how spiritual you want to get on this show here. I've listened to your show a bit.
As much as you want.
Yeah, right, exactly. I think that there's a whole plot to attack the divine Creator's kingdom, which is the world. If you read 1 Corinthians 3:9, it says in there that humans are part of God's field. I mean, that's pretty powerful language there. So if that's true, if you've got this ultra evil satanic world government controlling things from way behind the scenes, in the levels of the Vatican and further, what's more expected that they're going to go and attack? I mean, like something like, imagine radiating broccoli. I mean, broccoli has a mathematical fractal structure. It's intelligently designed specifically for humans to have incredible nutrient off of. So what could be more appropriate for a satanic world government than to have this ritual of radiating it all? I mean, they just must be sitting there getting so much pleasure off this. So it's not, I think it's more than just, don't let us have any nutrients, so we're all sick all the time, and cancer, and, we think the solution to cancer is radiating ourselves. I mean, it's just so shockingly insane. But so I think there's a dark spiritual element to the whole radiating food, and, and think about hemp being illegal. I mean, what's more of an incredible product than hemp? You can run the whole civilization on it. I mean, it's a spiritual substance. It's just the most incredible plant everywhere. But it's illegal. So I mean, do you get my drift here? How that all works?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm right in line with it. Hey, so what about stepping stones? How do they control people with stepping stones technique?
Oh, yeah, okay, let's take the best example of all, and that is none other than firearms, of course. What basically we in America here hold this philosophy that we're a Second Amendment nation, and you can own guns if you want, but don't go to New York City, don't go to Chicago, don't go to Washington, D.C. If you go there, you're thrown in jail, just like Plexico burst, for obeying the U.S. Constitution. So the point here with the example is it's in the U.S. Constitution that we can own as much firearms as we want. Just go read all the writings of the Founding Fathers. They very clearly specified what they meant by the militia. It's people. It's the people. And so what do? They, through the years, very gradually, they remove all that information from the public schools, don't even really teach the Constitution, and then if they do teach it, it's incredibly slanted, and then put on TV all these people through the years more and more. You get the conservative news talk station, Fox News, but they're not pro-gun, but you fool everybody that, it's conservative. You get Giuliani, the Republican, total anti-gun. So that's a contradiction that a conservative is anti-gun like that. Well, he's not conservative, of course. So, but gradually through the years, more and more, they just get us conditioned to anti-gun, being more and more anti-gun. And then now we're to the point where there's someone like me, if I voice my pro-gun, I'm rabidly pro-gun. And, I mean, if I voice that, people think I'm nuts, bizarre, I've got a problem. Oh, you're going to shoot yourself, or, they're dangerous, you can't hold them because you can shoot yourself, or it's violence, or, you're pro-violence and you're not against violence. I mean, all this crazy stuff people start throwing to me. I'm like, where is this coming from? I just like guns. I like to feel safe. I know that where there's guns, there's lower crime, unless it's some crazy, super impoverished zone, like where there's, where warlords live, like in the L.A. gangs areas and so forth. So it's just, through the stepping stones, we can be tricked into forgetting that the most incredibly powerful and important thing on the planet, well, the second most, the first is spirituality, the second is being pro-gun. There's nothing more important to people, but through stepping stones, through, taking little steps through the decades, they can trick us into forgetting this and not understanding it. And they can take it can take everybody over in every way doing this tactic.
Absolutely. Hey, when we get back, we're about on break. When we get back, I want to talk about vaccines, chemtrails, and Morgellons disease, because in my book, man, that they control all of that, and I want to get into that a little bit. But also the military-industrial complex, because we were warned about that entity by a president, and yet here it is controlling everything. Folks, our guest is Jeffrey Grupp, and the book is Corporatism, the Secret Government of the New World Order. We might just actually get a spare minute here. Jeffrey, what do you think the military-industrial complex is, its purpose? Is it just profiteering from war?
No, well, that's a small part of it. The big part of it is more the dark ritual, which is similar to radiating the fractal intelligently designed broccoli. The point of it is we're all supposed to just go and torture everybody. I mean, think of a young man or woman in our country leaving all their hopes and dreams behind to go to Iraq. I mean, how ridiculous is this?
Yeah, and they are supposed to be rewarded for it. Okay, we'll be right back.
Why is this guy the most hated and admired on radio? Hang on, he's getting a lukewarm drink.
We are speaking with Jeffrey Grupp. His book is Corporatism. You need to go to progressivepress.com. That's progressivepress.com. Get you a copy or two. And hand this out, folks, because this is a profound book, and I'm having a lot of fun talking to a professor that actually agrees with all of us. By the way, Jeffrey, you know, I obviously you're a terrific writer, but have you considered doing radio? Because I know a guy, it's me, that would love to sponsor you on radio. What do you think?
Actually, I have a show I've been doing during the day. It's just on Blog Talk Radio.
Let's plug it. How can they get to it?
It's you just go to antimatterradio.com, and I did it here and there just for fun last year, and I've gotten a little more serious with it in the last few weeks. I'm running it during the day, and it's a lot of fun. Just try to basically cut to every big issue I can, like you do on this show.
That's fantastic. So is it every day or every other day?
Yeah, it's every day at 11. I pre-recorded a little before 11, and then I put it up right at 11 Eastern on antimatterradio.com. And, it's an hour long, and on every, a lot of these topics we're talking about tonight. In fact, a couple of my listeners are listening to you right now, and they're like, whoa, what are you doing on there?
Yeah, well, we got to talk, because we can get some more listeners, because what you're talking about is so fantastic, and you have really researched all of this, and so few people have the time, because they're in the system. They go to work, they live their work, they come home, they got to run Jimmy to soccer practice, and there's just no time in life anymore. Instead of technology giving us more free time, it has robbed us. Now we have this insanity of people walking around with these little digital things in their hand, and they're typing. I mean, I don't understand that. It drives me crazy. Hey, let's go into vaccines, chemtrails, and Morgellons disease, because you address all three of these. How do they help the New World Order?
Well, my book, Corporatism, in Chapter 5, I've got a huge, the whole chapter I think it's called, I forgot the exact title, it's called The Contamination of Humanity or something. This is a principal tactic in the Illuminati system for just part of this fun little ritual that, fun for them, that they have in destroying this place that we live in called the world. And so Morgellons and vaccines and chemtrails are just the perfect examples. I've got a whole bunch of stuff on Morgellons in there. And you can go pretty far. I've got a DVD I've made called The Illuminati Are the Nephilim, which you can buy at abstractatom.com. And that's my website. The abstract atom, that's the electron, by the way. Back from my academic days, that website name is from. But you can go pretty far with that. With the existence of this thing called Morgellons is pretty profound. And it's basically a supernatural technology. It's not a nut and bolt sort of